Today, it's been a few years since we've done our energizer review, and that was all done under Boss Rural. Now the business operates as Kananga Farm Store. Still the same setup though. We've got our own farm. It's a regenerative farm. We're moving animals around continually, so we get to really try this stuff out. We've gone from a lot of tape in recent time to more wire fencing, more semi-permanent, but still we get some areas where they're taped, so we see the upsides and downsides of having a time-controlled grazing system using all different types of energizers. We mainly use a one joule energizer, something around that. Some of these are 0.5, but in terms of actually doing the comparison, pricing and whatnot, we've worked on a one joule energizer. We are a rural shop as well, so that adds a different element to it than what you normally get in an energizer review, that we actually have to deal with these companies, and as far as warranty work, and we know what they're like to sort of manage things when things go bad, I suppose. And we also see what a number of customers' experiences are, not just our own, so we get a better look at it. We've been doing this for probably about 6 years. Some of these energizers are getting a bit old, but some have stood the test of time and some haven't. A lot have gone now to, or most of them now have gone to lithium batteries, whereas before it was really only the Nemtek that was using a lithium battery. Starting up the end there, that's a Gallagher energizer. It's a S50. What we've done the pricing there on is, and that's based on prices in August 2022, so that can change obviously, but that's a $690 unit. That's for the bigger one, the one that's equivalent to all these, the one joule unit. Those units haven't really stood the test of time. The first thing that gave out on them was their switch, then their battery, and then that unit was not a great thing, and it's not good value. I mean, that's a really expensive unit. The one thing they have got going for them is their distribution. They're sold through lots of rural shops, so you can always get hold of one, but their warranties are all done out of Melbourne now, not done locally, so there's a lot less supporting local business and a lot more centralisation. Gallagher's a big New Zealand company. This one here is Nemtek. They have got a lithium battery in them, priced really well at the moment. They're probably the best value on the market. The benefit that some of these units have when you've got a portable system like this is they can sit on the ground. This one you can't. The Gallagher one, actually, the other benefit of it is it's got this big compartment there that you can slide onto a post, a star picket, no matter what direction you need it to face. You want all these, in the southern hemisphere, you want these to face north, which with that one you can. Most of the time you can find a post that's you can twirl it around on. Some of these other ones, like this Nemtek one, it only fits on the post one direction, so a lot of the time you got it facing the wrong way. Doesn't sit on the ground, so it's a bit useless for this setup. The positives of this though are good clips, same with Gallagher, and it's got good heavy duty wire on the things, because when you're moving these units around, you're carrying them and you don't want the clips to be hanging in the grass because they'll rip off and lose them. So you always clip them back on themselves. So you need decent wires, and this thing has stood the test of time. Other small downsides I find is this stupid system here, which you've got to use it to turn it on and off. You rub it on there. That must be some security thing or something, because I can't find any other benefit of it, and until we clipped it onto there we were always losing them. The other downside is it's a bit light and flimsy as far as the brackets go. This one's actually broken quite a while ago, and but as far as longevity goes, that one has lasted the test of time, and it's probably value for money. It's probably right up there. JVA, Nemtek comes out of Western Australia, and you do have to send them back to Western Australia to get serviced, which is a downside. JVA is an Australian brand and made in Brisbane, so we were really positive with these guys. Neither of these other units, in fact most of the other units except these two, don't have a readout on them. This one does. You can tell how many volts are going through. So 90% of the time when you forget to bring your fence tester, at least you can tell when you first hook it up if there's a fault on the line. Same issue as Nemtek though, it doesn't sit on the ground. So in a regenerative ag system, if you're using a tape, it's very difficult. In fact, this one tells you not to put it on the ground. And we have had an issue with it getting water in it, and we had to get a lot of componentry replaced in it. The other major downside with this is their clips, and we've told them about this for the last year, still haven't done anything about it. Nearly every time you've got a cattle being out, this clip's fallen off, and that would happen every second day. They're just too light and flimsy. They're using too light and flimsy a wire, so if you clip it back up on itself, the wires perish. As far as attaching to a post, it's not bad, but you still can't fit it on a post in any direction like you can with the Gallagher one. So all in all, I don't mind them. They don't support distribution though, which to most people that's not a big deal. And they say, oh, you know, the savings are passed on to the end user, but they're not really. You got $515. This one here goes through distribution, so you've got someone local you can talk to about it, and do all the hard work like we're doing. But they're keeping the extra money. So that's the distribution thing. Probably comes into it a lot. I mean, we want to create jobs in regional areas, and having a centralised system where you're buying online doesn't create anything. Thunderbird, this is an old unit. It's never really worked that well. It's sort of under, you can tell there's a much smaller solar panel than all the rest, which usually is an indicator if you're going to get a cloudy day or two, this one will be the first one not to work. It is what it is. They used to be very cheap until Gallagher bought them out. Now you can see the pricing's getting right up there, and I'm not too sure whether they're, in our situation, it hasn't been that successful. The benefit of them, you can sit them on the ground. They do use decent clips, but a lot of, like the handle's broken off. A lot of things break on them when they should probably be a bit higher spec for that sort of money. Speedrite's now owned by Datamars. These are, well, I don't know where they're made, probably New Zealand. Very expensive. This is a S500 unit, which is a 0.5 of a joule. We've actually got a price here on a 1 joule system. Sits on the ground well though, sits on posts well, has got some great features, good clips. One of the good features is you've got somewhere to put your clips onto. So when you're walking through the paddock, you can actually clip them up there and not have them dragging through the grass. It hasn't got a readout, so you can't tell if the fence is working or not. But generally it's been a good unit, and particularly versatile because you can sit on the ground. This is a fairly new one though, so we really hasn't stood the test of time, and already when we got it first out of the box there was already some damage to the switch. Just some basic moulding stuff which makes you wonder a little bit, but not all around not too bad. Sell through distribution, they've got just as good a distribution as what Gallagher's got, but I'd say so, available in my stores. This is a very old unit, and I think I only included it because when I did the first review of them all, Patriot, that one actually was holding up the best. I think it's a Speedrite product that was made on license to what's now called Datamars, but I'm not overly sure if they're even available anymore. It died pretty quickly after that, after we did that review though. Another couple of interesting little points. You can tell a little bit about where these are made, and some aren't suitable for Northern Australia. The slant here, the slant of the solar panel, that should be about what your latitude is. These must be made, further down, probably in New Zealand designed. So they've got a much steeper slope on there, the Gallagher one and the Datamars one, much steeper slope, even this one. The beauty of your Nemteks and your JVAs is you can adjust what the slant is on these panels. So as you get further north, you can flatten them out more and more, which if anyone's installed solar pumps will realise the benefits of doing that in terms of long battery life. That probably wouldn't hurt with this little fella either, because it needs all the help it can get. So all in all, I would say best bang for buck, Nemtek by far. We've had a pretty good run with these JVAs too though, and we do sell them through our shop, though a lot of shops won't because they will sell online and compete with those that are trying to support them. There's a bit of this stuff on show at Agvention, which is coming up, but our shop is one of the few in Australia that has the opportunity to trial all this stuff, really get it working in a regenerative ag system, and be able to supply this sort of information on a non-biased basis, because apart from that one, we can sell all these, and we know we deal with all the different companies to a certain degree. Hope that helps in your buying decision.